Hey guys, got a video today. Today, I'm going to go through Battlefield 5's movement, and you know how to sort of utilize it well, and the things you can do to sort of survive 1v1s and that sort of thing. I did get a comment on the channel. It was a while back. I'm sorry it's taking me so long to do the video. Thank you for the comment, man. I appreciate it. You know, the comment was like, do a movement video, like how do I survive 1v1s, that sort of context. Yeah, and hopefully going to go through this today so you can sort of use the movement to your advantage and, you know, survive sort of close quarters gunfights, you know, sort of things you can do, you can't do, some things I wouldn't necessarily recommend to do. Yeah, there's a few things to mention. Right, so I think we're going to go straight into it, and here we are on Almaj. Demonstrate a few things, and we got this sort of like this corridor area here where I can sort of utilize the movement, sort of demonstrate a few things. But I think, you know, in principle, first things first, we gotta, you know, demonstrate what mechanics do we have at our disposal in Battlefield 5. So I think first thing first, we've got crouch. We've got a crouch mechanic. As you can see, I don't know if you can see my cursor there. As you crouch, you know, it becomes tighter, so you know, essentially do get more accurate if you are in a crouch stance, you know, which you can use to your advantage. Another thing is the slide crouch, so you've got to run, you've got to be in a running animation like so, and then slide, you know, you can sort of pull out and cover, stuff like that. Another movement mechanic in Battlefield 5 is just the jump button, like that. Jump, you can see the cursor as well. If you see it on the wall, it becomes sort of becomes bigger, which means you're less accurate when you jump. We'll talk about that a bit later. And then last one is we've got a lean mechanic. So I have it on toggle, my settings like that, and that is a movement mechanic. Right, so all can be used together, like to chain into a sequence. You can sort of use them in sort of head-on 1v1 gunfights, or sort of if you know someone's there in this corridor, sort of jumping corners and stuff, you know, we'll can use it like that. So I think, so say, you know, head-on gunfights, say if you sort of come around the corner and there's two here, you know, what would you do? You can sort of slide, and then you can sort of like slide to the right, slide to the left, really sort of utilize that. And then just hip fire like that. You don't need to ADS essentially, really. I would say if you're on a head-on 1v1, I think if honestly, if you're in a head-on 1v1 gunfight or 1vx gunfight, odds are you're probably going to lose. You know, but there's a few things you can do. So, you know, number one is, you know, just use the movement, just slide. You know, just use the slide, boom, like that. Just hip fire, I would recommend. Really sort of close quarters stuff, I would just hip fire. Perhaps you got, yeah, just hip fire. I think you can also, you could sort of like, you know, like that, and then sort of jump. I wouldn't recommend jumping sort of extended. Like, as if you're a 1v1, 1v2 here in this sort of range, like in this sort of area here, I think, you know, 1v1, 1v2, you could jump in a gunfight, hip fire, or ADS. Like you can see my sight there, just the way I've talked about this in previous videos, but that, you know, the recoil in this game is tied to the sight. So when you're jumping, you know, where you can see the sight, where that sight is going, that's where the recoil is tied to, and the recoil will go where the sight is going. So I would only say, if you can sort of just, you can jump at only sort of strictly close quarters. Say like here, be fine. Over there, you could get away with it. Say near that sort of that sandbag, someone's head glitching, you're probably not going to hear that. I would have thought, and I wouldn't. You know, you just slide out of cover. You know, 1vx, 1v1, yeah, you've got the slide, but you can use it to get out of cover as well. So you sort of slide like that, and then boom, jump, you know, and pop back in another slide, you know, like that. You know, sort of like using cover to sort of isolate 1v1. So say if you come around here, boom, there's two people, you get one, but you don't get this dude, you know, it might be beneficial to just like that, jump out, and then come back in, boom, shoot him. You know, you can do that sort of stuff. It's just all the slide mechanic, the jump, get me out, boom. Oh, I sort of messed that up there. I messed it up there. Okay, boom, like that. And then sort of ADS ready for the corner, you know. You can sort of lean in movement, so I'd say probably on console it's quite effective. On console it's very effective. You can sort of just not get that headshot. Another thing actually mentioned with headshots is when you jump, you know, obviously people sort of pulling down with the recoil usually, or they're sort of center mass on your chest, and when you jump, you know, you're not getting that headshot. Headshots are very crucial in Battlefield 5. You get a headshot on someone, you just drop someone, like really quick. That's why jumping is quite a good tactic in gunfights also, I forgot to mention earlier. But yeah, you can sort of lean in gunfights, so you got there, you could just like lean like that or something. Sort of jump and lean at the same time if you want. Got on like toggle war. It's a bit with practice you can do it, man. You know, it looks like it's quite funny when you see it in game, honestly, when people do it. But you can, you know, you can sort of utilize that movement wise. There's a lot of sort of, you know, sort of 1vx situation. There's a lot of stuff you could go into, but today's really just about the movement and what you have. So we talked about you can slide like that. You can sort of use it to pop in and out of cover with the slide. You can jump like that, but only sort of really close quarters. You can jump hip fire, we can jump ADS, but you know that you might, it's quite risky. It's quite risky. Right, so another part of the movement is, say here, you've got here and you're just checking your corners, you're checking your corners, you're checking your corners, you're checking your sort of known locations where there's someone be. Say if you're sort of approaching from here, you're pushing around, this is like, I think it's a C flag, you know, you're sort of pushing your, so you're sort of moving in like that, you know, you're sort of popping in and out of cover, using the movement, boom, like that, popping in and out. You think someone's going to be there, so say if you think someone's there, you see like gunfire coming from there, and you're like, okay, right, I need to use the movement to just see if I can sort of drop these people or something. There's a few things you can do. So you can, first things first, I quite like leaning whilst jumping. I quite like that. Like that. It kind of looks weird. It catches people out, honestly. I did do it there. Like that. Leaning while jumping. I've got a few clips on, or play a few clips like in game when I'm using it. I've mentioned this in previous videos to remove the, like I mentioned, the recoil is tied to the sight, so there's a few things you can do with that. So you switch weapons like that, so you get it still. Didn't work that time. With sort of timing, you can get it right. And then you got sort of less recoil because the sight is still. If you just jump, like you can see my sight there. I've talked about this in my accuracy video. Really, so you get the timing right. You know, you can just drop people when you peek the corner like that. But you're really sort of using the movement. You're hard to hit as well because people don't expect you to be there. You can crouch slide into the corner, so like that. Sort of crouch into the corner, so if you know someone's there, boom, boom. We'll do that sort of thing. Very effective. You can sort of jump and crouch into the corner. It's very effective. It's very hard to hit. It's so quick. It'd be so hard to hit, honestly. Jump and crouch. You try and get some better demonstrations in. Here we go. Very hard to hit. Like that. You can just pop straight out of cover, like immediately. You know. And you'll catch people off guard, trust me. It works all the time. You can jump back out of cover like that. And another thing, or my sort of final point, is it's more specific to the medic class, and if it's a combat role, if you have field medic, you have this one here, swift effort trait. You sprint faster when calling out to a downed friend in need of a medic. So say if you're like, you know, like everything you've used, everything I mentioned in here, if you can just sort of tag your, say if there's like a down teammate here, you know there's going to be someone there, you can just tag them and you get like a speed buff, and then you can do whatever you want, you know, do whatever you want, and then get get that speed boost, and then, you know, click on them or, you know, whatever. Do you know what I mean? That's another thing you can use to be quicker, harder to hit. It's very effective. Yeah, so I think for now, I think that's all I'm going to mention on the sort of movement in Battlefield 5. In 1vx, I think there's a few tips there to use. I think, what is going on over here? What is going on? There's like explosions and stuff. Is it done? Okay, I think it's done. Okay, yeah, so I was about to say, I think that's all I want to mention for the video today. Also on the movement. It started again. You please stop. Right, I'm going to wrap it up real quick. Yeah, so that's all I want to mention on the movement. Let me know if you want to know if there's any more to dwell on. I think there's probably some more I could probably go into a bit more detail. But yeah, hopefully this helped you out. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. Be very much appreciated. You know, sort of trying to grow the channel, going into the next Battlefield. Hopefully it's a good one. Yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you boys in the next one.